you're going to shimmy and not respond and be speechless. But what I mean by antichrist is because that's what it is. I did a lot of studying and I had to realize, wait a minute. So silence is the spirit of antichrist? Yep. The suppression of truth coming from the spirit of truth, which you all have inside, and you suppress that, you are antichrist. You, the spirit of antichrist, and there's no way out of it. Dead in law, trauma, incompetence, and you hit that like button. You have an issue with speaking, not rapping, not fighting, not none of this other stuff. You got a problem with life without parole. The inability to speak. You think you got to do all of these other things to speak. In fact, there's a fear over a lot of people. I think it's the demon fear, the demon, because my father ain't the author of fear. And these is two different things, spirits in the world. The spirit of fear harbors silence. Don't say the wrong thing. Don't say that. You're going to die. Stop right now. They're not going to trust you. That's a different spirit than, boy, you got the truth. Fight with all your might. Speak with the spirit that I gave you. So there's people who speak with the spirit that God gave them. It's natural. And you got the silence of Satan. Because Satan can't speak. He's bound by contract. He can speak to his children, but he can't speak this law. It's the end of him. It's the end of the cube or the cross of death. Press one. It's so Satan is need to be silent. And when they do speak, they have to be distractive and pretend they don't know nothing. Because that's what demons do in the movies. And they just got their tricksters. Huh? They got this spirit of, huh? I ain't say nothing. But all men at the row, y'all got to realize, you're not 10 years old. The demon only scares minors. You're not 10 years old. So there should be no fear within the spirit or the body of Christ. That's why I'm just talking to y'all. I'm trying to see, out of all this stuff I've been teaching, what you gonna say right now? What you about to say? So I'm listening to y'all brothers speak, but all you saying, I want to make it very clear. The only thing you saying is, I have to do better. And we can laugh at Taj and do all that stuff. And the only thing y'all got to say on this end is, after all that Taj Bay and all is, oh, I got to study better. Well, if you're not studying, then you are taking this information for granted. You just want to see where I'm going to go with this information so you can pretend and then confuse. There is no other reason to do that, to not speak. Okay? I'm trying to let y'all know how I roll. This is the Antichrist mindset, to not speak. And the world has this issue. Okay? So I have to break it down legally. Okay? The Antichrist upside down cross graph of how your silence leads to this issue that you so want to escape from. I don't think you do. Why? Because silence used to Silence is consent, which leads to civil death, which means the incompetent to plead equals ward of the state, dead, which enters parents patriae, Satan's full control and bond over you, jurisdiction. So I don't think you want to come from the inverted silence. I say that all the time. Most people go with the flow and try to get in where they fit in. That is not what KevRow University is about. The old KevRow University is gone. I take this 1,000 more serious because I have a duty to teach this not just to you, to everybody. Not just to you. I just got started. And if you're not taking this serious, that's a shame that you will sit here this whole time and then you run into the wall. The wall of what? The code of silence. You cannot take this information for granted. I work too hard to bring these conversations, these lectures, these speeches damn near. And the old way of just chilling and sitting back and denying the truth and suppressing the truth and suppressing the God that's in you, man, press one, you got the problem. It's not her. It's you. Hit the like button and subscribe. It's you. You don't want to come from the grave. It's fun in Death Valley. It's fun in the underworld. That shit fun to no reward. Everybody can vouch for that. We all got to go home and get right back up and pay back. No matter what you did. But being silent and a tacit consent, which leads to civil death and incompetence in the ward of the state, which is the parent patriate's control. This is Satan's cube. You will never get out of this if you don't speak. And I'm not talking about etymologically or none of these things. If you don't express the spirit of truth that's in you, not me, what you watching is a spirit of truth that's in me. But God gave us this ability. I don't know what church you went to when you was young. I don't know if you even went to church. I don't know if y'all was anointed with oil. I don't know. A lot of people don't even have this same. I don't know. What I do know is those who do got it need to speak. And it's not up to me at all. So, God bless everybody. And I hope everybody studies to show thyself anointed or approved to enter that next phase of peace of mind. Okay? All these conspiracies and all this, I am the definitive. This is the definitive. When I said this is the greatest time to be alive, because I get a chance to wake you up to this. Finally. Why? Because you can come out of a dead state. If you've been sitting here this whole time and you ain't got it yet, you better stop playing. That's what you better stop doing. I have fun because I got it. You better get it. And not just slogans. You better have it like this. Your notes is supposed to look like this. With all the technology like this that's going on in the world, why are you in my goddamn classroom talking about you got to study more, Ali? Oh, I got to study more. If you don't expedite this shit, let's go. What are y'all doing? I'm not falling for that another 5 years. Y'all ain't never did y'all homework. It's always the women who do the homework. I'm not falling for that no more. And I'm helping you get your homework done. So boom. Can't do it. Can't do it. That's too many people. That you can't hold guard to the bungalows if you in there. Press one. Y'all out here making fun of them. And y'all beige too. Press one. Y'all beige too. Press one. Y'all y'all motherfuckers laughing at them. Press one. But see, Kev, y'all didn't notice what shit was coming. Y'all beige too. You know just as you, if not less. Taj is trying to speak, damn it. Press one. He trying to come out his shit. Press one. Yeah, that. He trying to to awaken a little bit. It's a process. It's hard. I'll force it. But we ain't gonna laugh at niggas. And then we get to you, and you got three words. I don't know. Press one. I didn't stay up for 15 hours. I'd rather talk to Taj and help this nigga come, come, stay focused and shit. You don't tell me y'all laughing at Taj and y'all ain't doing no homework. See? And as I said on my Discord, y'all done went to these churches and got certificates to be preachers. After Kev don't told y'all, don't do it. That shows a lack of integrity. That you will go and do things like that. This ain't the first time. No, y'all being crazy. And y'all just keep saying, oh, I'm going to work on it. I'm going to work on it. You don't have to. It's not that hard. But if you don't, what I'm saying is if you don't want to, you don't have to. This is not a force feeding class. If I call on you, I should be begging after all these years. Y'all call in. What the hell? That should be a go. That's mandatory on Discord. So everybody be leaving me out to draw along. And you know what I realized? I had to go deep in the study. I said, this silence is tough, y'all. And that's when I found civil muteness. Press one. Hello? Civil, write this word down. Civil muteness. Let me know when you got it down and packed. Don't run. Don't you motherfuckers run. Civil muteness. And what is it? Anybody? You can put it in the chat room if you like. I need some interaction in my chat. I need to talk to somebody. I feel like I'm talking to myself. The inability to what? Speak. Silence. Like y'all doing right now. Silence. The inability to speak. To speak against your captivity. We laughed at Amistad when he said, give us our free. Press what? But at least he tried. Pop Deuce and Ali won't even stand up and say, give us our plea. Press 1, and they speak English. And we laughing at Amistad and some damn African. Mm, mm, mm. Say, say. Play it. Just playing. And the whole time, you under the power of Serapis Bay, and you won't even fight back. I gave you all the tools to be able to grab your scuba gear and get your breathing mechanisms going so you can at least float. But if you don't speak, you can't float. Not in maritime waters. Press 1. Mm-mm. If you don't speak, you can't come from under the bondage of Satan, allegorically. If you refuse to speak and you got all of this information that will validate how powerful the spirit of truth is, you are Antichrist. You can't testify. How is anything possible without testimony? Any legal matter. You follow me? Y'all hear me right? Okay, you can understand the allegorical. Boom. Okay, boom. All right. You can't do that. You have to. You don't got a choice. If Judah is the lawgiver, you have to be able to speak. Wait, who's Judah? Y'all don't know. I've been working on it. Y'all see me in Discord talking. That's because I'm working on the lecture. Press 1. I got to talk to somebody. Press 1. And I know you thinking, come on, Kev. Man, you just be making stuff up, man. That's not the spirit of the Antichrist, man. If I want to stay silent, bro, I just got to make sure. Press 1. uh, you have to be able to speak. I told you, this is it for you. You have to be able to speak. Now, 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 this is dope to me because breaking these things down is tough. So when I I'm having a blast reading this to you guys and making this part of the curriculum of the future of the road. You feel me? You feel me? Because honestly, this is really for the future. So I'm glad all of y'all are here. But I gotta read this, okay? And it's called KevRow University. I told y'all how many lectures I'm doing, right? Okay, I'm not stopping unless you ask for help. And if you let me go all the way and finish this, and you way at the front talking about, Kev, I need help about the first thing we ever talked about at KevRow University. You know what? You know what? You know what? That's piece of shit activity. Press one. POS activity hashtag. Press one. I'm gonna make sure everybody knows this year. Everybody. Piece of shit activity. I'm calling bullshit. If you wait until I get to the end of my curriculum to tell me you don't know nothing about nothing, that's piece of shit activity. What I call piece of shit is the father of sin, Satan activity. Total, complete, utter muteness. I refuse. In fact, I'm coming to class just to refuse. You want to look like that in my class? You want that on your card? I'm just coming to class just to. No, don't do that to yourself. You don't want to stay mad. You don't want to stay in that. You want to come out. You want to come out. All right. So I wrote this. I'm like, yeah. And I was asking questions because I just had to know. Okay. Okay. I'm going to call it the sin of silence. Write that down. All right. The sin of silence. Let's go. Oh, it's not on the screen. Let me bring it up so y'all can read along with me. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Trust me. You're gonna fit right in. The sin of silence. Okay. KevRow University Master Lecture. This is for the people who really want it. This is for y'all, so y'all can see exactly what where I'll be thinking. Master Lecture, teacher edition type of thing. Okay. So let me move this over. All right. Put that over there. All right. The shared sin of silence, civil muteness, and the what? And the Antichrist are not separate. They are the same energy operating under two jurisdictions, in law and in the man who refuses to answer, thus allowing a lie to stand as truth. That'll be your testimony. And you bear false witness. You get it? Hello? That'll be your testimony and you bearing false witness. Don't act like you don't understand. Now. Why? Because your witness testimony is silent and you're allowing the lie, hold on, to persevere. All right? Nothing against any person on this earth because a lot of people don't know. Scratch that. Y'all just don't know. I'm going to show you. And we're going to read it and we come to class knowing this. So the old way of understanding is out. You got to come to class because this is important. Okay? It is the man who refuses to answer, thus allowing a lie to stand as truth. In spirit, it is the believer who refuses to confess, thus denying the word that gave him life. Don't act like you don't understand that. Who need help understanding that? We're talking legal matters here. This isn't just basic lunch table conversation. We'll get to them niggas later. Rich Trapper. This is school. The courts of man and the courts of heaven both deemed one of the following above all others. Testimony. Without testimony, there can be no jurisdiction, no redemption, and no standing. Without testimony, there can be no jurisdiction, no redemption, and no standing. The man who stays silent is judged by default because his silence becomes evidence against him. This is why Christ is called the Word, not the thought or the silence. It's called the Word. Speak. The Antichrist is the embodiment of non-testimony. Y'all think I was mad? No, I was lighting up my lecture. Hell no, I don't get mad. I got a job to do. Press boy. Look, Ollie. Look, non-testimony. Hold on. I'm trying to tell you, I can teach you better than I can just talk about it. Fine, y'all want to play? I got you. The Antichrist is the embodiment of non-testimony, the enthronement of utterness, of muteness in the place where truth shall be proclaimed. When a man stands mute in law, his rights are presumed surrendered. When he stands mute in truth, his soul is presumed lost. Silence is universal language of defeat, and those who operate in it are ruled by those who dare to speak. That's one paragraph. These are my notes. I'm observing you. I'm learning by observation like a mama. Oh, that's what it is. Are we there, y'all? We understand this? Hit the like button, subscribe, join KevRow University, hit that Cash App. None of my students checked in today, but that's all right. This is on the house. This is on KevRow. This is on the house. That's all right. You know, look. Christ as the living word. Antichrist as the living void. The Gospel of John opens with a legal revelation hidden in theology. Madness. I'm just not madness, but cosmology. It is the beginning. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. John 1:1. To reject the Word is to break covenant with creation itself. The Antichrist system, a substitution in which the living Word was replaced by lifeless representation. Whenever a permit, an institution speak in their steed, churches, corporations, bureaucracies, and exchange logos for the void, that void becomes the throne of the Antichrist, like corporations, corporatism. That's it. Because amended law changed the word, changed the law. That void becomes the throne of the Antichrist, where policy, press one, replaces prophecy, and procedure replaces conscience. Christ expresses the Father, the Father's will openly. The Antichrist enforces the silence of fear. The counterfeit does not always deemed to be spoken in denial. It only requires consent by muteness. When the oh my goodness, when the voice of the man falls quiet, the counterfeit system writes the law in his place and claims jurisdiction over his estate. And so the fall from jurisdiction. In every courtroom, hold on, do we even understand that? Okay, no. Let's go down here to the mark of the beast and the silence. This is one of my favorite parts. the silence of the represented. Okay? Revelations 13 and 16 through 17 describes the mark of the beast upon the hand and the forehead, symbols of deed and thought. The mark is taken when action and reason are governed by another voice. Civil muteness, this is law, okay, embody this mark. For the man who lets another sign, speak, and act for him bears the mark of substitution. When his paperwork replaces presence and representation, replaces revelation, men are sealed to the counterfeit. Christ spoke and acted in his own authority. John 5:19 and 20. The Antichrist. Hold on, that was whoa. He knew the law. He knew the law. He knew the law. He didn't allow them to speak for him. He didn't allow them to make up history for him. He didn't allow them to tell him what his title is, who he is, what's in him, what even the world thought. The people who said, crucify him, he didn't care about none of that. He spoke his peace. His spirit of truth said this. And this is what the world did to him. The world, Jews, Muslim, Catholic, all of Rome crucified not only Christ, but every follower or the people of God was done the exact same way, made dead to the law and stripped of all right. So if you don't want to know that and want to know and want to express how important that is, you just want to say, I'm in God's body. I'm in Jesus' body of Christ and the blood. Keep fooling yourself. That's fine. The world been doing that since Adam and Eve left the garden. I'm not in no, y'all keep being witches and warlocks and liars and thieves and shit. Go ahead. This is for those who can see and hear. Paul, press 1, warned that the man of sin sits in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Huh? 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 And all these niggas taking these pictures with their hands pointing at the pineal gland and temple. And what? That's the man of sin. Huh? That's the seat of the soul, family. That's all over the place. I'm trying to tell you. You can think that you talking to a fool or a foolish talking if you want to. I know you understand. At least God's people. I know God's people, the people who are listening, understand exactly what I'm saying. See, when you got scripture as your foundation and not yourself, you have a great point of view. You got a great starting point. Scripture ain't let me down once. It's a fact. It was just, oh, snap. That's what that means. Yep. Yep. So that's my foundation. Your foundation can be the book of Nostradamus, and that's you. Nostradamus ain't got this. Press what? So that's the man of sin. That's the Antichrist. Huh? That's the Antichrist. And he's sitting in your temple. And the spirit of God and Christ can operate with the spirit of Antichrist. Ain't no co-heirs in the temple. Press one. You got your own temple over there. You put your own shit, press one, in the vessel. That's your vessel. That's why King Solomon, what? Put them demons in a vessel. And then, let me stop, because y'all not ready to even go there yet. But the Antichrist sits there wherever we surrender our word to another authority. The legal death and the spiritual grave. Civil death is the codified absence of life in law, declared when one loses recognition as a living being. Hello? Every sentence is a note. Every one paragraph is a book. It's up to you what you see, what you hearing. It's up to you what you hearing. I'm not just talking here. The sound mind, compos mentis, and the voice of the living. The remedy for civil muteness and spiritual deception is compos mentis, a sound mind. I told you, the 5 books of Mr. Gillespie. Come to class, because this is how I teach in my class. I'm raw, rugged, press one, mean. Because ain't nothing going to get done. Hey, did you do your homework, man? There's one. They not finna do, no, hell no. This is held accountable. You got to do your homework now. You didn't hear this before. If you're not operating out of the spirit of truth and of sound mind, you're operating out of the spirit of Antichrist. Yep. Show is. Civil muteness is Satan's bond and control. It's the only way. And Kev telling you what you say, Ali, it's only one way, man. Bro, it's the only way. It's the only way. You got to speak. If you don't, you are bound to what you call Satan's jurisdiction. And you can't complain because you know the truth. And the truth will make you free. Make. You shall know the truth, and the truth, not conspiracy truth, the spirit of truth, and the truth shall make you free. No questions. You know why? Because the truth goes smooth in, press what to the heart, mind, body, and spirit. It corrects the mind of man. Self-correcting. All you got to do is read it. Especially if you're in an urban community. That little bit alone let you know. I was thinking about this. But I realized, wait, so civil. That's why I'm not mad. I was like, oh, so the demon control comes from your, it's actually, you got a choice to make. And it has to be from you. You have to bear your cross. That's your X. That's your name that was signed on the dotted line. You don't have a choice. And if any person out here saying, I want reparations and I want to be reclassified and I want to be sovereign and my people was this, and they're not coming from this perspective, I'm calling bullshit. I'm coming from a legal perspective. That's something else. That's something else. I'm not just theoretically speaking. I just need 3 witnesses. I'm not just theoretically speaking. This is real. So, I don't know how strong that's when they say how strong is your faith, Kev. My faith got me doing this. Look at this. For by the word thou shalt be justified, and by thy word thou shalt be condemned. Matthew 12 and 37. I told you the Bible is legal. It's a legal book. And you're in it. You're a mute. You're in it. So when the Bible is talking about the Antichrist and his legion, he's talking about y'all. You mute people. He's talking about you. People of unsound mind lunatics. Possessed by demons. Or, let's take it up to these terms today. With psychological issues and multiple personality disorders. However you want to see it. From a psychological or spiritual. I got you, bitch. Got you, bitch. Shout out David Chappelle. Got you, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So the devil's bond on you is very, very, very. It's a real yoke of iron that's placed on the man. It's a real yoke of iron. And the woman. Excuse me. When you got the bafflement sign, who's chained to him? A boy and a girl. And a woman. Both are equal in this. In this end, oh yeah, you equal. You won. You won in this one. So I urge you to come out your grave by studying, commenting, and asking questions, because it's just not me in the chat room, in the Discord. Oh no, other people know. They just waiting for y'all to. I don't know what y'all doing. Y'all just sitting there like mutes. You can't do that there. That was the agreement. Now, either you not gonna honor your agreement. Is that what y'all saying? See what I'm saying? Backsliders. They're not gonna honor their agreement. Kev gonna get up here and teach. Because you're not gonna honor your agreement. We have to change that. We have to change that. Every person should have 4 or 5 paragraphs of notes on every subject. Why? Because there's technology out here that you can talk to. That's why. You can literally audio your notes. So if it was bust it, we'd all be doing a silhouette contest. If it was rap, karaoke, we'd be rapping our motherfucking ass off. But when it comes to the law, see, that's what we missing. I don't care what you do. You know what I'm saying? I love my people. Y'all do what y'all do, whatever y'all do. But one thing you got to know is this, if you want to break free from that. And it's not no affidavit or nothing that can give you a sound mind. You can't buy this. There's not one person on earth selling this as a product. You can't buy this. I'm talking to my people. Nobody's going to tell you this on earth. So don't take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? This is rare. And I don't think it's for everybody. I think it's for those who are caught in it and not afraid to say, I'm caught in it, and gradually walk themselves and walk with people who come from the same place and have testimony. So I learned to take my work a lot more serious. And if you don't respect that, something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm watching Rich Trapper, and he not even monetized and doing nothing but talking about them people still. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm so glad I'm not over there doing that dumb shit no more. Press one, I'm glad I found a community of folk who walking with me, because I'm the black sheep of my family. And you see why. Press one, you see why. I'm not just saying I'm a chosen one. Press one. I'm not just saying, oh, the chosen ones. I'm not popping up on Instagram bullshitting. No. I'm the real black sheep of the family. Outcasted like a mug. Hit that like button and subscribe. Why? Especially they know I teach y'all this and y'all believe me. Oh, they hate that shit. Tosh, the harder I go at you, they like, why do he sit there and take that shit? Because that's my dog. And if I can help Tosh, nigga, I can help anybody. I can help anybody. The only way I was able to learn in life is with people who truly cared, and they wasn't never nice. Press one. I'm trying to tell you, they weren't never nice. I'm nice. So, Professor Gillespie, though, that man, he's something else. Press one, he like Fishburne or something. He like Lawrence Fishburne, fucking Freeman at a high school full of badass kids, and you got to get these kids straight. Press one, like Higher Learning Part 2 or some shit. Press one. These motherfuckers daydreaming and shit. God damn. But it's cool. I love it. I really enjoy it. And I ask those questions so people would know where I'm going with my jurisdiction. Civil mutinous is the spirit of Antichrist. Can a person be cured of Antichrist? Yes. That's why I asked the class. Okay, now that we done analyzing this, what are some of the things, that we notice that we should be looking into to help people come out of muteness, the spirit of muteness, or the control of Satan, or the spirit of fear? I can go off and read in 5-10 paragraphs today. None of that gonna mean nothing if it's all clouded. You know what I'm saying? Like I got this. I got section 4, the incompetent heir, ready to go. You see what I'm saying? I could do this for 5-7 hours a day. I have no problem. I love the word, and I love my direction in life. And I really enjoy what I do. Grab this microphone, get up here, and do my thing. Section 4. We did section what? 1 to 3 yesterday. Section 4. The incompetent heir. See? This is 4, 5, and 6. And then that one. But we got 4, 5, and 6 ready to go. I wasn't even supposed to do this one. But I just felt this had to be discussed over the lecture. Because you won't even understand why you're an incompetent heir. This is no feelings. You gotta understand why. So if I say, why are you a competent heir? Well, now that you know a little more, you should have a lot more to say. KevRow University. So it's not that they won't give you your airship. You're incompetent, and you and and the story is you don't deserve it because God said that's why. The figure of the incompetent heir is one of the most devastating fictions ever applied to Judah. Though heirs by blood, lineage, and divine covenant, they were declared incompetent in law, incapable of managing their own estates or being heads of household. This here is the sacrifice of Christ, okay? Or exercising domain over their inheritance, written into statutes and upheld by courts. To be deemed incompetent meant guardians were appointed over you, governors, trustees, press one, installed, and property withheld, while the rightful heirs were treated as perpetual minors. Teachers here must stress that this legal device was the very engine of that disposition. By declaring the heir incompetent, the estate could be stolen under the guise of management. That's why you got governors over you siphoning off to foreign nations. Because why? Okay. It's not by accident. And the whole world thinks that what governors of states do is a part of them. Those people and the governor are all illegal immigrants. Y'all ain't figured the press one if you understand that. So the governor is passing out your beneficiary from generations of a state and giving them to who? Their own people. How many governors per state in the United States of robbery? Of stick 'em up. Now you get what I'm saying. That's why immigration is important. For foreign, they can keep siphoning off. You go to jail. As long as you keep going, this can keep happening. That's the portal. Every black person know when you go to jail, they making money off of you. Why? They're pinching off of your inheritance that you don't know because you're incompetent. And you're just sitting there. So it's up to us to find out how to unravel this mess of incompetency because we are incompetent heirs per se. No, not per se, in real life. Okay? Roman law recognized the concept of tutela and cura, systems of guardianship for minors and those deemed mentally incapable. Black people, you too, yes, you for sure. These systems were carried into English chancery, English chancery law, and later into American practice, where entire populations of our people were placed under guardianship without trial or proof of incompetence. Slave codes treated them as minors for life, incapable of entering contracts or defending themselves in court. After emancipation, black codes and later welfare systems extended the same fiction, making the government the trustee over your affairs. This is not paternal care, but legalized theft through the doctrine of incompetence. Press one. Scriptures, look, press one. Press one. Shout out to my support team. Gotta read this off. Teresa, it's good to see you. Jamie Lee, blessings to you. Amanda, thank you. Jamie Lee, yeah, Jamie Lee up in here. Learning. This must be your subject matter. You can understand this then. You can understand this, and I'm proud of that. Thank you for understanding. I just understood that. Like, that, wait, you're under, and Teresa, you're understanding. See what I'm saying? Let me get a grip on this a little bit. I just got to get my rust off. I'm a little urban with it. Soon I'll be suits and ties looking like Martin Luther King around here. Press one. Soon they're gonna have to pull off another. Never mind. Well, yeah, another turning point activity. Press one. It's almost ripe. I just be playing. It's not almost ripe. I'm just be playing. This is not almost right. It's ripe. Damn it, it's ripe. You got the case laws in here, the scripture. I am inevitable. Press one. They can't fuck with you like this, Ollie. What? That's a whole new man, a whole new spirit. What? Scripture cuts through this fictions with, I thought we was Bible believers. I thought y'all was Christians. Galatians 4, 1 and 2. Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child, differeth nothing from a servant. Now he be the Lord of all. Whoa. But is under tutors and governors until the time appointed of the Father. Press one. Even he. Until that appointed time. That's what I got faith in. Just right here. Out of all of what people, yeah, okay, I got time appointed. I don't know. What I do know is in Galatians 4 and 1 and 2, it's perfect timing. Look, you have been kept under, Judah have been kept under perpetual tutors and governors, never allowed to reach the time appointed of the Father. This passage reveals that the fiction of incompetence keep heirs enslaved as minors, even though they are Lord and all of all by divine right. God's timetable alone determines maturity, not the states of man who profit from declaring heirs perpetual children. They will suffer at the hands of the lawgivers. Press one. See? Case law reveals the cruelty of this doctrine. In Johnson versus McIntosh, 1823, the U.S. Supreme Court declared that native peoples could not hold title to land because they were incapable of managing their affairs and therefore only had a right of occupancy, not ownership. See, Indian. Told you. If you only know 6 words, how can you sign a contract? Okay, quit playing with me. Though directed at native tribes, the same reasoning was applied to who? You, because you're the same one. Though the incompetence justified seizure of estates. Courts cloaked robbery in the paternal language of guardianship, pairing the label of competence with the transfer of wealth. Economically, the incompetent heir doctrine was a windfall for banks, governments, and private interests. That's that's everything that happened after you. That came. Estates of Israel and Judah, were replaced under trusteeship with other managing land, property, and inheritance on their behalf. The profits flowed through the guardians while the heirs received scraps, if anything, at all. Sharecropping was guardianship by another name, as landowners claimed the fruits of Judah's labor under the pretense that they could not manage agricultural accounts themselves. Press one, this fiction is the linchpin of generational poverty, ensuring wealth transfer away from the rightful heirs. Spiritually, the incompetent heir fiction mirrors the rebuke in Isaiah 3 and 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to error and destroy the way of thy path. To be ruled per, perpetually as children is the mark of incompetence, enforced not by divine decree, but by corrupt leadership. Prophecy warns against rulers who perpetrate immaturity, and such leadership prevents the heir from ever coming into his inheritance. Psychologically, this doctrine has crippled generations. When a people are told they are minors, incapable of managing themselves, they internalize dependency. This is a fact. They begin to doubt their own authority, question their own maturity, and accept trusteeship as natural. This is why welfare dependency, corporate oversight, and even certain religious institutions echo the same dynamic of guardianship. This is not care, but captivity. See, I identified it. A design condition where the heir forgets his inheritance and live content as a managed child, always on the breast milk of mama. Yet prophecy again promises reversal. Hebrews 5:14 declares, but strong meat belongs to them that are of full age, and for those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. Judah is promised maturity, the full age where they no longer need guardians, but can discern righteously, rightfully, and just rightly and upright. You ever heard of that? Upright. Divine maturity is inevitable. The content heir fiction cannot stand against God's timetable. The restoration of parole and testimony will prove Judah to be heirs of full age, no longer minors in the courts of men. Modern parallels prove that the incompetent heir doctrine has not disappeared. Today, parallels like underserved, at risk, marginalized, mask the same presumption of incompetence. Billions of dollars in aid to programs where others decide what's your needs, how resources are allocated, and what futures are possible. This is why they all have 501(c)(3)s. Okay? Guardianship is simply repackaged under bureaucratic terms. As long as Judah is treated as incapable of self-determination, the incompetent heir fiction is alive and well. Thus, this section concludes the incompetent heir is not an accident, but a deliberate construction to prevent you from claiming your inheritance. It justifies guardianship, enforces dependency, and secures generational theft. Yet scriptures condemn it. Case law exposes its theft. The prophecy promises its end. Once again, press 1, Judah, you is not incompetent, but heirs of the promise. Delayed only until the Father's appointed time. Restoration comes when the heirs reject the fiction of minority and speak with authority of maturity, reclaiming their estates as rightful lords of all. Press 1. Maybe okay, man. With the ball lead. What? You ain't muck with the ball lead. How y'all gonna let a nigga who graduate shit learn this? I know y'all didn't pay all that money to them schools. They ain't taught y'all this. Y'all playing, family. This is it. This is it. Wheats and the tares. Dead or alive. Christ as the head, you as the body are the corporate body of fiction politics. Jesus Christ or Barnabas. What's wrong with y'all? Press 1. Let's get to it. It's a serious time in history. Yep, I never thought I would be reading this, writing things and compiling things with others to even make these conversations possible. So I thank y'all for tuning into this program in a real way. Now, I can move on to 5, but why? But why? We dealing with the incompetent heir and civil mutinous. Why compile it? Why compile it? Why put too much on you? You ain't going to bear it anyway. So you're going to have to bear this. And you can testify to the why? Because you was there. You was once an incompetent heir. That's what you'll be able to say. That's what you'll be able to pass down to somebody else. Here, take this. Take this little information. I see you a little thirsty. Take this. A person that just want to, that's inquiring about information, they may study the stars and the moons. Let them know
about thumbing through the 10s and the 20s and the 50s, just throwing it a ball.
No shoes.
I ain't about just throwing it. God damn. Press 1. I don't see it.
Oh, that's why I'm trying to tell you.
Press 1. I'm trying to tell you. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. And when I try to walk away. Oh, my goodness. All right. Life. We dealing with the terrible, terrible situation of being born. Life without the possibility of parole and thinking everything is funny and a joke. Press 1. The anti-life equation on display in this one, because we dealing with civil death, which comes from civil mutinous. Press 1, and do you know what a mute is? Press 1. It's Charlie Chaplin. Hit the like button and subscribe. If you are mute, you are non-compost. I call it Charlie Chaplin. You are non-compos mentis, and that is why the federal government has all jurisdiction over you. Press 1. Are we understanding this? You don't deserve. Your trust is the law. Your inheritance that I gave you all the history on, the Black genocide and the Holocaust, all of your forefathers who died for this, that's just stage 1. Now you got to speak for them. And not only for them, you got to speak for them by way of speaking for yourself. Hit the like button, because they all went into 13th and 14th Amendmentship and all wanted to be citizens and fell into black. That's facts. Hit the like button and subscribe, even if you don't want to. By not challenging the law, in their law, you stand convicted. It is your duty as a black dead man in America to stand up for what's right. And that's not just say, yeah, man, hey, man, this one and that one. Oh, no. You got to already begin the process. We way past that. You got to start speaking. See, speaking, hit the like button. You cannot come to KevRow University and talk about various things and be mute when it comes to the law and understanding it. You hear more than anybody. Can we all agree? There should be no reason why we moving all forward. Taj, you see why I said don't go nowhere forward? See why? See? Why are you going way up there when we press 1? See? I said, I did all that work. and all those diagrams and all those rooms for nothing. You know why? Because they can't speak. They ain't even tried. Hit the like button and subscribe. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No, no, they ain't even tried. Classroom, they ain't even tried. They not even trying to speak. Even infants try to speak. Press one. Hey, even infants try to speak now. The role of this university is for you to come out of a dead state. Even if you sound retarded, I see it as you was in a coma, your lips don't move, and your tongue don't move correctly, and you're slurring a little bit. And that's fine. Nobody can make fun of you but me. What's the worst one? Then the worst one. You heard Malcolm. Kev just gonna get up there and embarrass us, man. I don't have time to say exactly. No, I'm not gonna embarrass you. I'm gonna show you that you ain't paying attention, and that's embarrassing. Not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is what I always did my whole life. See, you playing. I always been like that. Told you might have seen me in the street, but nigga, you don't know me. Try to tell you. I'm gonna make fun of him, but at the same time, I'm still gonna ask you, what you doing? So Taj, why Ali over here calling you Taj Bay, and you are dead to the law, and you're a cosmic lunatic, as you said. Ali is Bay as well. Why? Because Ali, you know what? Ali has an I'm at the lunch tables today, thinking, where my sweater go? Oh, come on. Oh. Everybody on trial. Everybody. Oh, nah. Y'all know my favorite people to fuck with, too. So, you know, stand strong. Stand strong in them armor. So, Taj, as crazy as you sound, press one, and as lunacy as you may have perceived yourself, I don't think you that crazy. I think you just need some adjustment. I don't think you crazy. Ali, my good friend, Ali sitting right here clowning you. I'm the nigga that start bagging contests. He over here, since y'all don't want to say nothing, press one. He over here talking about Taj Bay, and it was really him, but Ali ain't been studying Taj. Press one. He self-admitted that. Hit the like button. He on the Discord right now. He ain't been studying. Man, motherfuckers think I'm mad. I'm not mad. No, I'm finna go live. I'm gonna find out your issue, and I'm gonna do a lecture on it. Press one. And so here we are. Civil mutinous, the anti-life equation. Press one. Hey, lectures and speeches all month. I'm doing all month long. I'm not getting mad. I'm being artistic about explaining this and what we are in. So what Ali issue is, press one at the School of Psychology board. Press one is he's a mute. He know football. Press one, he see me get my ass whooped on college football more than a couple times. He know football. He know WWE. He know all the cartoons. Press one. But when it comes to the law, Ali veers off. Why? Because Ali don't be studying. Self-admitted. I thought he had Down syndrome. But he said, I don't be studying. Huh? Press one. I erased everything. You know when the teacher erased everything off the chalkboard? That's what I did. Oh, hell no. We done moved all the way up to section this one and that one. And y'all like, Press one. Subject matter, leave no child behind. I need a break. I need a joint. This school is a fucking doozy. This is gonna hurt. There's one of these Down syndrome brain ass niggas. So we gotta adjust. Ali Bay. Yep, call him Ali Bay. He gotta work himself out of Ali Bay and Bocat Bay and Pop Bay. All of them. All three of them. Ali, and hey, Tosh, what I can give you credit on is you don't give up. That's one thing you don't do. You can be humble. I love that shit. And you not afraid to speak. Even if the shit, I hate saying this, but nigga, even if you veer off most of the goddamn time, I dealt with Rico and Francois, so I can deal with you. Trust me. Press one, but mute. See, Ali and the guys think it's funny. I've dealt with this my whole life. Niggas hang out with me, right? And they get so used to me bagging on everybody else. Press one, I say cat bait. Everybody bays till they come out to see. Press on, fuck that. Press one. All rules apply to everybody. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Taj Bay, cat Bay. I got a whole Bay program over here. And people under civil orders and civil muteness. Press one, self-decapitation. Ain't nothing like a terminator, but to self-terminate. Woo! You know that nigga ain't been studying. He just been in class blinking. My nigga like a cartoon, and then nigga just blinking. The hell is you doing blinking all the goddamn time? Say something. Brother, what? Hell no. Time to get active. Who out here? Non-compost mentis head ass niggas. And y'all want to know why I be giggling and laughing so much. All my whole life is non-compost mentis niggas. So I know how to deal with my niggas. This is easy. You feel me? It's all on them though. No, I tried. I told them how long they been here? Years. And you ain't been studying? Deemed incompetent. Press one. I know if I ask you, the class gonna be like, oh shit. Incompetent Ali. Press one. Damn. Press one. Y'all signed up to go to school to be incompetent? Hell no. I'm not allowing that. I'm not allowing the first years of KevRow University to come in incompetent and leave incompetent. I'm not allowing it. I'm not accepting that. Press one. Mm-mm. I know you know how to speak more than one sentence. One word? Oh my goodness. Come on, guys. Come on. I had to come back on the internet. I was smooth cruising, about to play football and stuff. Chill out. Press one. No. Ali had to say some of the dumbest shit you can say at KevRow University. I ain't been studying, teach. I'm gonna be real. I got all these problems. Press one. I got all these damn problems and just, man, I watching cartoons and hit the like button and subscribe. I be watching No Jumper. Press one. That's the memory erasing program. No Jumper. I was fucked up and watched Compton Rick Rock, who does reactions, awful reactions, awful reaction. I just fell into the void again. I was watching. Press one. No Jumper. Damn. Got the remedy. What you suffering from is in what we call in law self-decapitation. You know you dead. And you know what it takes for you to come alive. But you rather stay dead. Press one. Can we agree? We're going to diagnose this shit so it never creep back in this bitch. What is a person that chooses to be civilly dead? Press one. Well, remember we was talking about suicide in law? Well, I mean, we was dealing with how you got to speak again. Mm-hmm. This is it. This is how you die. This is how you die. Mute. Hit the like button and subscribe. You're going to live a dead, mute, incompetent bastard, and you're going to die one. We're going to take care of you while you struggle to be and reach maturity in law. You will never reach that. So God sent Kev to give you a speed pass. Press one. My story a little different. God sent Kev to give you a speed pass to understanding the law and the word. Press one. Gave you a brother that looked like you asked for. Press one. Talk like you. Silly, non-aggressive, but stirred. Press one. Hey, you know what, God? Make them just like us. So we know. So here Kev is. Boo-ba-da-ba-boo-da-boo-ba-da-ba. Press one. I'm going to teach you this. Did nobody on earth teach me this? Hit the like button and subscribe. I'm telling you right now, ain't nobody taught me this. I didn't graduate no school. That's a college or none of that. So God bless whatever spirit this is that knows all this. Hit the like button. I could have been like Munchie B and chilling on that one podcast talking about crime, gangbangers. I could have turned out all these different ways that comes with the statistical breakdown of my letdowns in life. But he saved me. He saved me. I'm so silly. All right. That combos Minju. All right. Civil mutinous, the lecture. Life without the possibility of parole. Press one and one signature away from slavery. Okay? So that's the objective. If you take any of my jokes and you like, man, fuck him, he embarrassing me. So what? We in the metaverse. We supposed to laugh at ourselves anyway. Press one, and we supposed to. Okay, so stop. That's how the medicine go down. Don't. It's crazy when Kev do it is different. So everybody start off as beige because everybody pledged and everybody press one is mute. So y'all, whether you want to be or not, all of y'all is a bunch of Moors. Press one. You pledged. So that's what it is. Good luck with attaining enlightenment here at KevRow University. Dealing with volume 2, civil mutinous. All right, this is gonna be this. I think I like this because I made this one while I was at KevRow University, and this is inspired by Ali. I want Ali to know and the fellas over there that this was created for you. I'm dropping this in the Discord for downloading, so you'll have it in your sheet, and you will have a whole booklet when you finish. You can download this. This is the lecture. This is why you're gonna speak. I'm not getting mad at you. I'm just gonna refer you to the first book of civil mutinous. Press one, and ladies, if y'all got husbands and sons that is mute, send them this way. Okay. This is the lecture, the small lecture on civil mutinous, the legal and biblical implications. Okay? Introduction, the legal silence trap. In law, silence was never neutral. A man who chooses to remain a mute in civil matters is not seen as a wise or cautious, but as one who has surrendered his rights. Press one. Hello? Every day use a surrenderer. Your ass is a surrenderer. That's what you are. A surrenderer. Hit the like button and subscribe. And this is the truth of the matter. That's why you accept being a prisoner of war, because you surrendered. You don't just put your hands up and wave white flags. You are silent in law. Okay? You surrendered your rights. Courts and all type of jurisdictions all over the earth in supreme standing, interpret silence through centuries of doctrine. If you not if you do not answer, the presumption against you stands uncontested. Press one. How you gonna get out of this? You gotta contest. Are we clear? You have to contest and learn the language of law to come out of a dead state. You must learn to contest. That's why I say study and then come over here and spew that stuff and sharpen the iron. Press one. This transforms civil muteness into a condition approaching what the law calls civil death. Huh? So we've been teaching civil death, right? Life without the possibility of parole. Ali, why do you got life without the possibility of parole? Why was you born with it? And why are you still in that condition? Break it down. Because I'm going to answer for you. Because I am a mute. Press one. It's going to be tough this year, nigga. Because I am a mute. Press one. I'm a civil mute, which led to, it keeps me dead in law. Is anybody keeping you dead in law other than being mute? No. All responsibility is on you, champion. No. Can you reclaim inheritance that's just sitting there waiting for you? No. So you want reparations. How? You're a mute. You want reclassification. How? Testify. You can't. Why? Because you're civilly dead. Common law. You're of common law, right? Under your own law. When a defendant failed to answer, judgment, press one, judgment was entered by default. I told you, you're mute by default. After judgment. Civil death defined. Black's Law Dictionary defines civil death as the condition of a person who has lost all or almost all civil rights by the fact of being sentenced to life in prison. Press one. Parents patriae. I think we've been through this. Press one. Isaiah 53:7. Speak of the suffering servant. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened his mouth. He opened not his mouth before God. Press one. What you think it's talking about? You. You got the same problem. Proverbs 31:8 commands, open thy mouth, for the dumb in the cause of all such are appointed to destruction. I'm trying to save you, champions. Don't run from me, champ. I'll just play. I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to save you. That's all, bro. Kev got more love than everybody. I'm trying to save your life. Press 1. Ain't no other person out here telling you this stuff, man. Remaining mute when falsely accused is not righteousness. It's surrender. Y'all need to listen to the music that I used to listen to. My shit crazy. No surrender.
My nigga just under your business, so can I get a witness? Can you duck up? Better to kick this.
You can learn it and then you fucked out.
They buck their bang. Niggas ain't talking about them things. Thugs, mine, swine with a good time clang. Come again now, they drop down. When I'm off the block, fuck them cops. Me and crazy, better do the on your daily. Gotta get them up to the clock, so I can permit drugs and maintain to the brain. And thugs remain the slight thing. Won't live the dope game, and they will ninja. As long as my niggas remember, never tender. Get rid of off the clear, nigga, fucking no surrender. No surrender.
What you know about it? Y'all tripping. Press 1. They ain't listen to this shit. I'm crazy. I'm crazy. Press 1. Y'all don't want to listen to this. Y'all was going to Christian school. Press 1. I'm going to the Catholic school. Press 1. Hit the like button. You know, this shit crazy. But I understood every bit of it, though. I'm like, wow. But look, no surrender. You made me think of Bone Thugs and Harmony. Speaking of bones and dead people. Anyway. In harmony, of course. Remaining a mute when falsely accused is not righteousness. It's surrender. Presumption of guilt by birth. The mute, hold on, let me put this up. Hold on. The mute reinforces the presumption of guilt. Hello? That is incompetency birth. Press 1, he just fills the legal role of infant. Unable to claim inheritance. Jeremiah 4:22 declares, my people is foolish. They have not known me. Press 1. Wow. The silence of law thus silence in law echoes silence in spirit. It perpetrates the bondage of presumption. This is your captivity here. Press 1. So you're going to have a whole list of words you can look up. So you can study the call to speak. The law and the Bible converge on the principle. A man must testify. Revelation 12:11 says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, but by the word of thy testimony, and by the word of their testimony. Without testimony, there is no overcoming. Silence allows the presumption of death to stand. Hello? See, you're gonna have to embed this in your mirror. I am of sound mind. Press 1. I rebuke the presumption. Press 1. You gotta believe this. You gotta know it. That gotta be your fantasy. Overcoming death. You know Jesus died a civil death? You know why? Because Christ is the head, which is why you was removed from the family. That's why. Not because you're in the all-conscious mushroom daydreaming movement. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah. You was crucified on the cross. Your people wasn't, handed the burden right to you. But you can't even understand that until I know that you're competent enough to go there. I made that mistake, making all of these things in whichever person. No. It's you. It's the individual. Because you know what we doing here. You know what we studying. You know what I'm saying? Y'all chose to come here. So there's rules and different things, especially being in a space where you can contact me. My piece is everything. My piece is everything to me. I value a fishing pole, a hook, more than any damn thing at this point. I just want to see some water. Press 1 and talk and teach and do my lessons the way I need to. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, so one thing about acceptance, you have to accept you're under civil muteness and you accept being black. You are not of sound mind. You prefer to be taken care of by an invisible white man named the United States government, fictional. Continue to live as if the daydream is real. That's okay. A bunch of people do it. It's safe. Press 1. You ain't got to think too much. Everything is on autopilot. The history, everything is given to you. That's fine. Millions. There's no hate. I just know you're not ready, and that's fine. Maybe you will in the future. That's why you got to get the books. Maybe in the future. I don't know. I can't do that. I can't, but I can say, you can't debate this information. This is the truth. This is a hard sound truth. This is where you are mentally. This is the most important information to me. Yep. I'm sitting back reading. Wait a minute. We don't know. You don't know where we are? Press 1. I got to talk about. I got to talk about it. I can't go no further if you don't know what I'm talking about. And I can't allow that to happen. You become the incompetent heir, and you know you incompetent when you can't speak. So why do you choose? You do better trying to speak. You'll do better trying to speak. I'm bringing this lecture up real quick. All right. Where was we at? We in section 2? We did section 1, right? Okay. Nobody said nothing. So we're going to move on to section 2. I'm going to get real comfortable because I got to read. Press what? I got to make sure that the class understand we're moving into section 2 of chapter 1.
We're talking about the inability to speak and why black men choose ignorant entertainment distraction over sound information and truth. So, this is a great study group. I'm going to allow it to be tainted by the BS and none of that. It's just going to start asking regular questions and see where this class goes. If you're on my Patreon, I'm going to drop the link to the Discord in a second. It's up to you to do your homework. I left it up there for people. It's on you. Shout out to you, the family. Okay? So let's get started. For by the words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. Life without parole. Okay? So let's get started. The phrase life without parole is often associated with the prison system, where it represents the harshest punishment short of death. Yet, for you, this sentence is extended beyond prison walls into the very fabric of the legal system, of their legal and spiritual condition. To live without parole is to live without the right to speak, to testify, or be heard in court, in the court of man. It is to be gagged from birth, silenced by law, and condemned without recourse. We must stress that parole is not merely release from a physical prison, but a restoration of the ability to speak in law. Without parole, you remain forever bound, not because of what they have done, but because their voice is denied as evidence of their existence. Historically, the denial of parole took many forms. Under slavery codes, you could not testify against your captors. Their word was inadmissible in court, their oaths disregarded, and their contracts void. Even after emancipation, the laws and customs continued to deny them parole, the ability to speak, whether through literacy tests, poll taxes, or outright intimidation in voting in legal matters. The legal system was built upon the assumption that your voice was unreliable, untrustworthy, or unnecessary. Teachers here must show that that parole has always been a matter of voice, and Judah has been sentenced to silence by design. Do we all understand that? Praise God. It is not a game. I'm not playing. It is not a. It's not, this is real. Okay. In scripture, because scripture is the basis. Press one. That's our foundation. The word. God. The word is God. And God's word is law. In scripture, the condition is mirrored in Psalm 137, 3 and 4, where the captors demand, sing us one of those songs of Zion. And Judah replied, how shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? See? That's why we, listen, bro. This lament is not only about song, but about testimony in a strange land. Parole was denied, and Judah could not sing their song of testimony. Their silence became their bondage. Teachers must, here at KevRow, impress upon students that biblical prophecy and history align. Captivity is measured not merely by change, but by silencing of the heir's word. Case law reveals in silencing in practice. In State versus Halle, 1823, the testimony of the black witness was denied inadmissible against a white defendant, not because of credibility, but because of race. The court declared that such testimony cannot be trusted in law. This this was life without parole, huh? In its truest form. Your word excluded, not by evidence, but by presumption. Teachers must stress that parole is fundamentally about being allowed to testify, and life without parole means permanent gagging. Economically, life without parole means Judah cannot defend their wages, their land, their estates. Deeds could be stolen, contracts broken, and wages um, withheld without legal remedy. Courts refuse to hear the testimony, rendering them voiceless in disputes. Do you see it? This silencing translated directly into generational poverty. Teachers must emphasize that silence is not neutral. It is profitable for the oppressor. The denial of parole made Judah's deposition inevitable and ensured that wealth flowed out of the hands without resistance. Spiritually, somebody got to explain, well, I ain't got shit. Hello. Spiritually, life without parole mirrors judgment, the judgment of Zephaniah 3 and 13. The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies. Neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. Here, the righteousness remnant is contrasted with those who are gagged and silenced. That's all it is. Judah's gagging was not the removal of deceit, but the suppression of truth. The oppressor system inverted justice, silencing the righteous and amplifying the liar. Teachers must stress that restoration requires the reversal of this inversion, where truth tellers regain their parole and liars are silenced. Liars. Life without parole also pronounced psychological bondage. When a people's word is denied, they begin to doubt their own authority. Generations of our people grew up believing that they were incapable of speaking any kind of truth, that their testimony would never be believed. This internalized gagging became as binding as chains. Okay? Teachers here must highlight the importance of breaking the psychological hold, reminding students that their voices are powerful and divinely sanctioned, even if human courts refuse to hear it. Okay? Prophecy declares that parole will one day be restored. Isaiah 35 and 6 proclaimed, then shall the lame man leap at. Now you know what a lame man. Why we laughing at the lame man when you the lame man? And a flat nose. It's you. Then shall the lame man leap as a heart, and the tongue of the dumb sing. The restoration of speech is central to redemption. Where once Judah was dumb, unable to testify, they will one day sing with power. Teachers must teach students that this prophecy is not metaphysical and allegorical only, but the literal promise, parole, the ability to speak will be restored to the silenced heirs of Judah, Israel. Modern parallels prove that life without parole still exists. Felony disenfranchisement laws in the United States continue to deny millions of Israel or Judah the right to vote or testify in certain civil matters. The label felon becomes the noun gag order perpetrating civil death. You got any felonies? Meaning, can you speak? No. Yeah, I got a felony. All right, Turn around. Long after the physical prison and the left behind, and teachers must stress that parole is not restored simply by leaving the prison walls. It is restored only when the testimony is fully recognized in law. Without this, you remain under the same ancient curse and silence. Okay? Section 2 concludes life without parole is not a punishment reserved for the worst criminals, but a condition imposed on black people from birth. It is the gag order that silences testimony, invalidates contracts, steals estates, and erases inheritance. Scripture condemns it, case law enforces it, and prophecy promises its reversal. Teachers must drive home that black people restoration depends on parole being restored, on their voices once again becoming evidence in the courts of man and of God. Until then, life without parole remains the condition of a nation silenced by design. Are we there? Are we good? We understood that? Section 2 is awesome, right? Right? Boom. I'm not even going to say call it in. You can put a question in the chat. I'm not even going to say that. No. Hit that like button. What I can say is shout out to the people who is contributing to this page, like Brian King. Press 1. Like Milwaukee Chris with the simple words of thank you. You know, Milwaukee Chris, that thank you meant so much to me that I helped me get back on this computer. Press 1, Pop, Deuce, Jarlisha, Bocat, Ali Ware, Taj, Jason Harris, and Archie with the final tip here with the $1 attribute to the program. Shout out to you. Okay. Okay, we got a lot of these. This is just chapter 1, section 2. That's all it is. That's crazy, right? Crazy work. Crazy work. Crazy work. We're going to keep this information flowing. Let me see if I'm going to pull up another one. I'm going to pull up my next one. All right, I got one more in me. We're going to do civil death. We're still on civil death, but we're going to continue the conversation. This is really good, y'all. Okay? So let's keep this moving. It's time for me to eat. It's time for me to eat in a second. All right, let's keep this moving. The concept of civil death, okay, lies at the very core of your captivity. Civil death means though a person breathes and walks among the living, in the eyes of the law, they are considered dead. Their contracts are void. Their testimony is inadmissible. Their marriages are invalid, and their inheritance is inaccessible. To suffer civil death is to lose all recognition of personhood and to exist as a shadow in the legal order. Teachers must stress that this is not a metaphor. This is a real legal condition documented in statutes, case law, and history. Your plight in America was not simply, Judah's plight in America was not simply slavery in the physical sense, but the imposition of civil death, rendering them non existent in the eyes of the law. Roman law first codified civil death under the concept of capitis diminutio, where a man loses his legal personality, either partially, or entirely by loss of status. The gravest form is capitis dominatio maxima, stripped a man of citizenship. Told you. You're in the worst form of status ever derived on earth. This principle migrated into Canaan law and later into English jurisprudence, eventually facing and infecting American law through doctrines such as chattel slavery, indentured servitude, and felony disenfranchisement. Judas was placed into a status equivalent to civil death, the maximum. You must highlight that civil death is not just an accident of cruelty, but a deliberate mechanism designed to erase the heir from legal recognition. Okay? Scripture speaks directly against this condition in Ecclesiastics. I told you the Bible is against Catholics and Roman law. 9 and all Latinos, children of Rome. 9 and 4 through 5, it says, for to him that is joined to all living, there is hope. For to him that is joined to all the living, there is hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion. For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know that they know anything. Judah, through living, was treated as the dead who knew not anything. They were excluded from the memory and recognition of the courts, robbed of the speech and testimony. Civil death made them as lions, but lions declared dead and therefore powerless. Teachers must impress upon students that the Bible consistency equates life with voice and testimony, and death with silence and eraser. Press 1. I wasn't lying to you. You have to speak. You got to speak bold as a courageous lion that want to live. That's the only way you'll be alive. Yeah. What you want is a myth and an imagination and fairy tale. I'm telling you the truth, reality. It's a progress every day. But you're going to feel it. You're going to know. Trust me when I tell you. Case law bears this out with chilling clarity in Ruffin versus Commonwealth, 1871. The Virginia Supreme Court, we still got a Virginia Supreme Court. Okay, this is real. Okay, declared that the convicted felon was, for the time of his sentence, a slave to the state. Though alive, he was legally dead, stripped of rights, liberties, and recognition. For Judah, this condition was applied wholesale, not to individual, but only to an entire people. Teachers here must stress the significance of rush rulings. They proved that the state openly codified civil death, justifying bondage and silencing testimony as a matter of law. Civil death extended into marriage and the family life. Under captivity, which you are in, marriages were not recognized. Spouses could be separated at will, and children sold without recourse. Even after emancipation, laws questioned the validity of black marriages and denied inheritance rights to their offspring. Why? Because they was giving them to their people. This is what the ultimate denial of civil recognition is, to treat sacred unions as voids and families as illegitimate. Teachers must emphasize that civil death did not end at the courthouse doors. It invaded the earth, ensuring that Judith remained disheartened and both earthly estates and spiritual legacies destroyed. Economically, civil death justified the seizure of estates. If Judah was legally dead, their property could be claimed by others. Wills are invalid, are claimed by others. Land titles could not be defended. The banks or governments assume control of assets under the guise of guardianship. The fiction of minority status combined with civil death created a perfect theft mechanism. Teachers must stress that civil death was not passive neglect, but an active plundering, stripping you of the ability to claim and protect what is yours. Spiritually, civil death mirrors the course of Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Knowledge here is not the information alone, but recognition of identity. Okay? Knowing who they are. Civil death destroyed Judah by erasing their standing in law, leaving them without testimony or authority. Teachers must remind students that civil death is not only about the world's judgment, but also about the spiritual blindness imposed upon a people who forgot their covenant. The loss of voice in law paralleled the loss of recognition in God's law, deepening the captivity. The psychological weight of civil death cannot be overstated. To live as legally dead produces despair, self-doubt, and internalized inferiority. The man declared dead in law begins to act as though his words and deeds have no meaning. This produced a generation of Israel or black people who, though brilliant and capable, were conditioned to believe they were voiceless shadows. Teachers must press students to see the mental captivity as the visible chain that outlasts physical bondage. It is the silencing of the soul through the fictions of legal death. Are we there? Yet prophecies promises resurrection from civil death. Ezekiel 37:12-13 declares, behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come out of your grave and bring you into the land of Israel. And ye shall know that I am the Lord, and I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves. Civil death is not final. God's promise, he promised himself, promises to restore the silenced heirs. You must, as a teacher, remind students, younger folk out there, that restoration is both spiritual and legal. The graves of civil death will be opened, and Judah will once again stand as heirs with full testimony. Press 1, hit the like button, and subscribe. Thus, Section 3 concludes civil death is the eraser of legal personality, the denial of recognition, and gagging of testimony. It has roots in Roman law, which are under federal law, enforcement under the Holy See, okay, and American statutes. The consequences in every aspect of black people's life. Yet scriptures condemns it. Prophecy promises the removal, the reversal, and history testifies to its cruelty. Teachers must drive home that you are not dead in truth, but only in the fiction of law. The restoration of law requires the restoration of recognition, testimony, and inheritance. Civil death ends when Judah, you speak again, and the courts of man are forced to acknowledge what the courts of heaven never deny. Press 1. So that's 3. I don't want to go too far because, I have a lecture. This is it. And every morning, be here so you can hear 3, 4, 5, 6, and we can go on to chapter 2. I'm trying to find the correct terms to be able to speak to my people, the urban people. And this is it right here. Compos mentis. Okay, life without parole. We all understand these, or we think we do, until you come to KevRow and realize, um, 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 the blinders have been pulled away from your eyes, you'll be able to see what it really means. You can feel it. You know it's real, right? When you got case law in the Bible, you're undefeated. Listen to me. When you have case law proving in history, in the Bible, and the understanding of words, 1828, blue letter in Hebrew, if you want to go there with it. Press 1. Estate laws in various forms, from land laws, different jurisdictions, water laws like maritime and admiralty laws, the laws of the heavens. Press 1, hit the like button and subscribe. You got to have them all, mind, body, and spirit. Now that's all law. You feel me? It's not that, it's this. You have to know all law to get to know God. Press 1, and you can be a vessel used by God. I'm just a vessel. I'm Kev. I ain't graduate no school on earth. You feel me? I always looked at as the black sheep of my family, and if God can restore me, I know he can restore you, because at least you graduated and got more competence than I had. So it really ain't no excuse. That's why I bag on y'all. Press 1. Since y'all like to play and everything else is entertainment, your brain is entertainment to me. The way you mute, the way you so learning, but you're mute. Press 1. You will not get past civil death. You cannot rise from the dead. This is biblical. Unless you come out of civil death. How else would Jesus rise from the dead, fool? Hit the like button and subscribe. You know legal works. They know myths and allegory. Catholicism that match up with the motherfucking planets and shit. I'm not going there. I'm staying within legal memory. We not fiction. Anything is a lie. Whether it's science fiction, I don't care what it is. It's a serpent's deception. So get out of it and get in this. Come to KevRow, Coffee and Kush TV. Become a sponsor. Hope to see y'all over there on Discord. If you got any questions pertaining to anything that you heard here that you need clarity on, feel free to hit me on my Discord. Press 1. And hey, Kev, when you said this, can you clarify that, or anything of that nation? Outside of the daily conversations, I don't know too much about. I moved already, and I need a class that can keep up to par. So whether you spoke yesterday or didn't speak yesterday, you understood this today. The reason why you can't speak is because of this. That's why. You got to understand this to understand your condition. I can make fun of you if I want to. I mean, I'll just be clowning, but you, the person who listening to this, you take this in and recognize, wow, I really am civilly dead. You can't come at this like I'm not a dummy. I'm not dumb or a fool, because we are, and we were. And we were born fools, born with the burdens of our forefathers. Remember, I told y'all that's why they want them names. That's why they want them names, and they want you to remain dead so the name stay claimed. They want you to claim it, because no, that's a dead estate. It was a lie. Costumes. Our people died in sin. Press 1. And they gave them the ability, liberty gave these people the ability to live through our dead forefathers. It's time for us to reclaim ourselves and reclaim our new names, like the Bible said. God's going to give you a new name. Press 1, a new one that nobody knows. Only you. You're going to be able to say, hey, this is my name now. I'm not Bush's name no more, man. No, that's tied to a dead estate. We got so much honor in these that's ours. Well, you want to repeat this cycle again? Fine. For your glory? You want to be P. Diddy for a fucking for 30 years and sell out your whole fucking community to hell? No, you don't. Press 1. We see where selling out leads you. We see it every day. You just want to be regular. Okay, stop it. Work, reap the benefit of the reward of your hands, and stop wanting things that's not yours, and stop doing bad things, man. And read up on the law what this is. This is what me and my team is given to inmates in jail. So these things right here is going inside the KevRow University book as a collective. So your input is needed. So it's also, we talking to, I want you to know, although I'm talking to you, you and I are lining up the inmates to understand what parole and what they got themselves into in the secondary. Press 1. We don't end up there. And they can be understand, so they can hold their head up high when their names get called for parole. They'll know that